Hello guys! Like you know, I am Candelaria and today I'm going to talk about the beautiful world of the yaoi. Today I'm going to explain you about what you have to know and what you should know about this. I'm going to explain you what it is, the gender, about the fans, and other things more.
The yaoi, also known as boys' love or BL, is a well-known Japanese term used to denote the artistic, erotic, sexual, or romantic representation of relations centered between two male individuals. In other words, is a relationship romantic or sexual between two men. DVL can be found publicly in a wide range of presentations in which the manhwas, Korean mangas, manhwas, Chinese mangas, stand out for their original style of drawing, although there are also movies, series, anime, among other things. These performances are aimed at a mostly female audience. On the other hand, in the midst of the plot of the same you can observe a particularity in the main characters, where it is usually predisposed to an interpersonal relationship model where they conform the stereotype of the semi-active or dominant figure and uke passive or submissive figure. Although in the yaoi it tends to present almost always adolescent characters, the age can vary according to the theme of it. Like a beginner, you must understand to know that yaoi is merely fiction, more precisely the fruit of the imagination of the author, who can freely leave aspects removed from reality. So that is normal that certain similarities arise. You also need to know how to differentiate reality from fiction before entering this world and not judge by the standards. Like everything in life, this genre has its fans, who are fuyoshis and fundashis. And in order for you to talk to people with the same interests, you must understand these terms. Fuyoshi is a pejorative Japanese term that applies to women that are fond of yaoi. This expression is known on the internet, more precisely in the otaku subculture, as a reference to a girl obsessed by the anime, manga, and/or live-action genre yaoi. In general terms, the word fundashi can be translated to rotten boy or twisted boy, which is used in the most cases as a derogative term. In the world of otakus, this term is used to refer to the guys who likes the yaoi series. You should also consider the genres in yaoi. Shonen is a term used by Western fans to refer to a genre of manga and anime that has its main theme romantic relationship between men without explicit sexual content. In the shonen we can see a relationship between two men who attract each other and usually without sexual insinuations, and much less we can see in this, which makes that the manga or anime does not pass the kisses and caresses, making that everything is usually focused on romanticism, which makes cuter and innocent. An example of this genre is Loveless and Irrechild. Yaoi, as I said at the beginning, yaoi is the relationship between two men, whether romantic or sexual. Unlike the shonen the yaoi, without leaving aside the romantic story between the protagonists, shows explicit sexual or erotic content. All depends on what the author wants to show in his history. For example, Junjo Romantic and Otorihime My Hero. Yaoi Heart. This genre is purely sexual and erotic, with uncensored text for the most part, and if you know how to look. Depending on the author, there are fetish or daddy issues. This genre, having explicit scenes, is dedicated to an audience over 18. If you are a minor, you should ignore this genre. Some examples are Fundashi-kun no Holidays and Kichiko and Kao. The Bara, also known as men's love or ML, is a term used to refer to a genre of illustrated publications, either of manga or anime, homoerotic aimed at a homosexual male audience. It's a genre unpopular with fuyoshis. Of course, there must be exceptions. It is a relatively small genre compared to BL. For example, Kuso-miso technique by Junichi Yamakawa. The shotacon is a genre in which pubertus male characters, depending on the author, the relationship is as in the shonen ai or in an erotic or sexual way, whose are generally ranged between 10 and 13 years. In this genre, you should, for not to say you have to, know how to differentiate reality from fiction. For example, Boku no Pico and Super Lovers. The Omegaverse is a more contemporary genre in comparison to others. It is a subgenre of speculative erotic fiction, and originally a subgenre of erotic fanfiction. Gender stories are based on societies in which humans are divided into a hierarchy of dominant alphas, neutral betas, and submiss omegas, in which omegas men may become pregnant. These terms are derived from those used in social hierarchies in animals. Some examples are Love is an Illusion and Bokura wa Sugai ni Narumade. Another thing you should keep in mind is slash. It's a genre of yaoi ten fanfiction. Its protagonists are characters from books, television series, video games, movies, comics, members of musical bands, etc., who in the histories maintain or wish to maintain a romantic or sexual relationship with a member of their same sex. The term slash is often reserved for male relationships. As a fan of this genre, it's normal to see and read fanfics. But what are these? Fanfic or fanfiction is a fiction created by fans, which takes an originally dead or famous person as a starting point. You should also know about the yaoi is shipping. Shipping can include absolutely any kind of unreal relationship, from those well accepted and known by all, going through the ambiguous or probable development, to the very improbable or directly delusional. Practitioners are referred to as shippers, who argue that the relationship will exist or simply that they want it to exist. And last but not least are the types of ships and what is canon. A ship can be any type of relationship desired by fandom or anyone who has a type of thought. Oh, I like them, they make a cute couple. For example, Kirishima and Bakugo from Boku no Hero Academia get along. I will ship them. OTP. OTP translates to one true pairing. In this, one suffers and fights to make it canon. To fight for it to come true. That when something happens between the two, you get excited. And a type of joke is I would walk in the hottest of hell just to make sure they stay together. For example, Otabek and Yurio from Yuri on Ice are perfect for each other and complement each other. Canon are these novels, stories, movies, television series where a relationship is considered official or developed within the real context of the history. For example, Malek. Malek is the ship between Alexander Lygood and Magnus Bane from Shadowhunters.